Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, and I decided to make a brand new main. It's level 3, I burned some logs, and then I was like, let me document a video on this, and kind of what I learned already, what I suggest, and here's a bunch of tips when coming back to RuneScape after not playing since Old School RuneScape was basically re-released. This is a fresh character, just made it off of Tutorial Island, dropped half of the shit in my inventory because it's all useless, and here we are. So, my absolute first recommendation is go type into Google and you're going to search Rune Light. In the top left corner of the video, you'll see how to spell it and download it. Rune Light is phenomenal. Why is that? Well, because let's pickpocket a man. And you will see. It tracks your XP gained, XP left, how many repeated actions it's going to take to get to the next level, and how much XP per hour you're getting. This is for all of your skills. This tracks how much you do in any skill, simultaneous skills, whatever. It also has other uses, like it'll tell you what's on the ground, like you see right here, bronze bolts. It'll tell you what they go into grand exchange for, what they high elk for, and it'll do that for pretty much every skill, every drop, everything. It also has a whole thing of customizable plugins. This is phenomenal for bossing, for skilling, for questing, for doing absolutely everything in RuneScape. This is 100% approved by Jagex. It is 100% recommended by every player in RuneScape, unless you get one of the elitists that are like, oh, I play RuneScape the hard way, and I'm better than everybody else because I don't use approved plugins that make the game easier and more understanding for everybody in existence. Look at me. That's what everybody that's elitist also sounds like in that exact voice. Second tip, buy a membership. I don't care what you got to do. I don't care if you swipe your credit card, rob a bank, rob a convenience store for Twinkies, sell the Twinkies on the street for 50 cents each, rob the next convenience store just to get a membership, or whatever method you really want to do. You can also buy an in-game bond for Old School RuneScape GP and or RS3 if you have an old RS3 account and you are a returning player and you have wealth on there. You can actually buy a bond in RuneScape 3 and apply it to the account, and you will then have a membership in Old School RuneScape as well. That is a good tip. And a lot of people do that because a lot of people do have wealth sitting on RuneScape 3, and RuneScape 3 sucks. So not a lot of people play it. So if you have wealth there, there's free membership. You're welcome. This game really isn't functional. Free to play is cool and all. If you're a free to play player, sorry. My suggestion is go kill a bunch of cows and chickens and gather some stuff and buy a membership so you can unlock the other 98% of the game. If you are a free-to-play player and you're just learning the game, my suggestion is knock out all of your free quests. That'll give you an understanding of the game, let you know if you want to continue playing it, and if you do want to continue playing it, then buy your membership. The questing, these free quests are all accessible to free players, obviously, and they have to get done no matter what. So I highly do suggest doing that, and everything else kind of sucks. You're very limited on gear, you're limited on worlds, you're limited on skills. You only got like a couple skills you can do, and you can't even do the whole skills because most of them are members. So that's tip number 2, and that's pretty much one of the most essential things. And tip number 3 is basically going to be set goals. Get an understanding of what you want to do. There's a couple different characters in RuneScape, a couple different builds you can go on, and you can basically decide if you want to be a pure, which has many variations these days. The term originated from accounts that would have one defense and multiple different attack forms. Some would be Gmaul Pures, which is 50 attack, 90 plus strength, and they would rely on what we call rushing, which would be finding an enemy in the wilderness and going up and specking them with the Gmaul and hoping to one-shot them. If you didn't, you'd run away and you'd go wait in the safe zone until you your spec build up in like another 7 minutes or something like that, and you'd go out and try to one-shot somebody again, and that's all they were. Now people doing with D-Claws, AGSs, all kinds of, now there's toxic staffs and all kinds of crazy builds. You'll run into people doing 75 defense builds now, which are also pures, hybrids, Zerkers. One of the most famous hybrids of all time was Elva Mage back in the day. He was a 20 defense pure, 95 magic for the ancient Ice Barrage, and he wore mystic armor and ran with a magic short bow in the days before crossbows. And my old geezerness is showing. So you really want to set goals for yourself to figure out which route you want to do. If you want to become a main, I suggest one of two things. Either just jump into questing immediately, or you could take the route that I'm going to do, and I'm going to do 50 fire making first, and I'm going to do set a world record for how many winter tote crates I'm going to open at one time. Now, that's going to be about 800 kills. If you don't understand winter tote or what winter tote is, I suggest you look it up. I will be making a guide in the future. I do not have one at the time of recording this video, but if you're watching this from a month or now, I probably already have up a winter tote guide. So winter tote's great, and the reason why I suggest, or why I am personally doing it while I'm level 3 with 10 HP is because with a regen bracelet and 10 HP, you can almost not need food at all, or you could do like 3 or 4 games with only a single chocolate cake. It's great money, and it's some of the fastest fire making experience in the game, and it's the only fire making experience that will actually get you money. Going from 50 to 99 is possible to get close to 20 million GP. Only takes a couple days, and there's a Phoenix pet. The Phoenix pets are awesome. They can change color, and not many people have them in the game because not many people like to do winter tote. So that's the route that I'm going to take. After I get 99, I will keep pushing a little bit more and go for the world record of opening crates, which will end up being about 840 crates at once. That's going to be full bank slots and half of my inventory. So stay tuned for that. After I do that, I will go full blown into questing. I will max out all my free quests, all of my members quest, and actually if you go on the RuneScape wiki, the old school RuneScape wiki, sorry, you will actually be able to find an optimal quest guide. This optimal quest guide is actually very handy. It will tell you which quests to do in what order, how to spend your rewards properly, and how to spend your rewards to progress through the quest the fastest. It is absolutely possible to get fully quested in under 2 weeks, which will put your base stats extremely high and probably the fastest progress and game progression you can absolutely do in the game. You will then have a very well balanced main with very high stats, and you will have almost all the content unlocked in the game. So I highly suggest doing that. And then the other thing you want to work on is doing your achievements. Your achievements are very, very important, and they unlock everything else in the game that questing does not unlock. You also get extremely beneficial teleports, access to certain areas, and certain items like the Bone Crusher, which will automatically bury the bones of enemies you kill while you have it on you. And so that's very useful when you want a little bit of extra prayer experience, but the bones aren't worth picking up. It's worth having that Bone Crusher. I highly do recommend it. It is great. And with prayer being as expensive as it is something that you really want. And after you kind of decide what direction you want to go with your character, you kind of want to decide what you want to focus on first. Do you want a boss? Do you want to do Slayer? What do you really want out of this game? Do you just want a cool cape? If you want a cool cape, you can get 99 fletching in a day. It's simple. Do you want to be rich? Do you want to be one of the richest guys in RuneScape? Do you want to have the most boss kills in RuneScape? Do you just want to join Fashionscape and look pretty and sit in a Grand Exchange where I'm sitting all day? You can do all of the above. It doesn't really matter, but you have to set goals. You will burn out if you do not set goals, and you need to set realistic short-term and long-term goals. I highly suggest this. If you don't, you once again will burn out. Remember, RuneScape is a marathon, not a race. People have had max accounts for many years now. You're not going to be the first to do it. People have level 3 fire capes. You're not going to be the first to do that. There's not too many things you're going to be the first to do if you're starting at this point or just returning at this point. So at that point, the goal is to have fun. With that being said, I feel like I covered pretty much all of the basics. And I'm going to wrap up the video here. I will do a documentary in a series highlighting, my progress on my main. I'll probably do like a 24-hour progress report, and then I'll probably do weekly. If I hit a big achievement, I might break it up in the middle of the week. And then throughout the weeks, I will also do guides on certain things. Like while I'm doing Winter Toad on this guy, I'll make a guide for it. Then I'll do an unboxing video of all of the crates while I set the world record. I might even come out with some money-making guides in the future and stuff. Just drop a comment, make sure you like and subscribe, and tell me what you guys want to see, what you need help with, what you want to see me produce as content. I know a lot of the guides out there right now are outdated, and with me being a returning player, I'm actually in the learning curve with you. So I feel like I'm in a really good spot to kind of feel out what I don't understand out of the game and help educate in that sense with, things that experienced players might overlook. So thanks for tuning in. Make sure to like and subscribe, and yeah, catch you guys on the flip.